Hello, hi, hello. We back in the same outfit, same shirts, no bra still. And we doing another reaction video.
She said I made her fall in love with me. I introduced her to the game and let her thug with me. See me like Bunny and Clyde, she even clutching me. I feel like it's do or die, she give her soul to me. She wanna be close to me. Oh, she say she fuck with me the long way. She say she gon' run my back, I had a long day.
Okay, so this one is coming from my favorite page, one of my favorite pages, Audit the Audit. Okay, and this one is called Cop Gets Fired After Apologizing to Army Sergeant. Uh-oh, we gonna have some problems. So, y'all already know how I feel about Audit the Audit. Y'all already know, go subscribe to their page, show them some love. And hold up, I'm tripping. Did you subscribe? Did you like the video? Did you hit the like button? Did you buy your book? Did you buy your merch? You ain't buying your book and your merch. What's going on? Y'all don't want to read my book? Books with an S on it? Why y'all doing me like that? You can get it down below, or you can go to victorianpublishing.com. It's in the description. It's the first line in the description. Boom, bam, there you go. You ain't got no excuses. Huh, what? Oh, okay. I thought you said something. Now, let me make sure I'm recording now that I done got that out the way. And let's go. Ooh, y'all, I gotta take an allergy pill. Them allergies cutting up.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the knock and talk doctrine, profanity, and community caretaking, and is brought to us by Syra Hawkins' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On May 10th, 2020, the Suisun City Police Department received a call from North Bay Medical Center about an individual who had potentially ingested nail polish remover. Officers Tiffany Kanoma and Cody Marler responded to the call and were dispatched to the Suisun City, California home of military veteran Sergeant Syra Hawkins.
See, I feel like they for the rebellion.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hey.
What?
I don't know who that is.
You know who that is?
No.
Who's your girlfriend or your baby mama? Lady right here.
First of all, that's my wife, Marvin.
Okay.
Yeah, how you gonna just assume that's his baby mama?
Who are y'all looking for?
That was some racist shit.
Can you go with the mother's name?
What's the problem?
So we're here on a welfare check. We have to
So
make
hang on.
sure she's okay.
Why?
Because we received a call from North Bay for the incident that occurred earlier.
What incident?
What you asking?
Cody.
Look right there. Supposed to be investigated if y'all investigate.
Why they keep muting it out?
Right there. 9 years, U.S. Army. Now, what's the problem?
Okay. What's your first name?
I don't have to identify myself to you, do I? Am I under investigation? You want to tell me what's going on?
Can you
Don't
confirm the
knock on my
address?
window.
Can you come out here?
No, she can't come out there.
Yeah, like what are y'all doing?
Y'all need to tell me what's going on. This is my house.
We
Don't-
told you.
Copy. They're
We're
advising
here for a
that this
welfare
is
check.
not the right address.
Welfare check for what?
No,
Hi, ma'am.
I
What?
got it.
Ma'am?
They're advising. Now y'all heard what he
Actually,
said.
we're not, dude.
Yes,
They're
you are.
advising that this is not the right address. Did he not just say that? They're advising that this is not the right address. Okay, because maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Because
No,
you're
we're
not
not.
telling me who that is. I said it to you.
Listen to me, dude. We're not violating your rights.
You are.
How?
Because
Which right?
you-
Which civil right are we
You
violating?
first of all, you
We're not
yelling.
violating
Why is he
anything,
raising-
okay?
Why is he raising
So
his
we
voice?
are here
Are
on
you
a
threatening
welfare
me?
check.
I can go inside my
We
house.
are here on a welfare check.
Sergeant Hawkins asserts that the police are violating his rights, although he does not explain how, and the officers argue that they are not violating any rights by standing on his porch. The area immediately surrounding an individual's home, including the front porch, is known as the curtilage, and Supreme Court precedent protects curtilage as part of the home itself for Fourth Amendment purposes. In the 2013 case of Florida
How are
versus
we
Jardines,
violating your
the Supreme
rights?
Court noted that, quote, "But when it comes to the Fourth Amendment, the home is first among equals. At the amendment's very core stands the right of a man to retreat into his own home and there be free from unreasonable governmental
Exactly.
intrusion. This right would be of little practical value if the state's agents could stand in a home's porch or side garden and trawl for evidence with impunity. The right to retreat would be significantly diminished if the police could enter a man's property to observe his repose from just outside the front window. Nonetheless, under the so-called knock and talk doctrine, officers generally have the authority to enter a home's curtilage to knock on the door and ask questions without a warrant. The court explained in the Jardines case that, quote, the knocker on the front door is treated as an invitation or license to attempt an entry. This implicit license typically permits
law
the
be
visitor
so
to
ass
approach the home
backwards.
by the front path, knock promptly, wait briefly to be received, and then, absent invitation to linger longer, leave. Thus, a police officer not armed with a warrant may approach a home and knock, precisely because that is no more than any private citizen might do. However, this doctrine does not authorize officers to bypass the warrant requirement of the Fourth Amendment to conduct searches or engage in activity that exceeds the scope of accepted social norms. As the court detailed in the Jardines case, quote, to find a visitor knocking on the door is routine, even if sometimes unwelcome. To spot that same visitor exploring the front path with a metal detector, or marching his bloodhound into the garden before saying hello and asking permission, would inspire most of us to, well, call the police. The scope of a license is limited not only to a particular area, but also to a specific purpose. Applying this standard, lower courts have found certain police behaviors to exceed the scope of the implied license to knock at an individual's door without a warrant. For instance, in the 2022 case of Cupp versus Smith, the Northern District of California found that an officer exceeded the scope of the implied license to knock when he approached the garage area, entered the garage door, spoke with the homeowner's worker, walked through the carport, and took multiple photographs of the garage and surrounding area. Similarly, the Florida First District Court of Appeals held in the 2013 case of Powell versus State that an unconstitutional search occurred when police officers stepped off the front step of a mobile home and looked into a window they could not see through from the front step. The court explained that, quote, even when governmental agents are engaging in otherwise lawful knock and talks, they can exceed the scope of a reasonable visit to a front door or porch through physical actions that encroach into areas in which the resident has a reasonable expectation of privacy. But the decision also noted that, quote, under certain circumstances, implicit permission may exist to look through an uncurtained window while standing on a front porch momentarily to see whether the resident is approaching the door, assuming no unreasonable means or devices are used. In this situation, while a court would almost certainly conclude that the officers did not violate Sergeant Hawkins's rights by knocking on the door to ask questions, it is less clear how a court would view the officers walking over to look in and knock on the front window under the walk and talk doctrine. However, as we will discuss later in this episode, a court would likely determine that this was not a violation of Sergeant Hawkins's Fourth Amendment rights under the exigent circumstances doctrine.
Want to earn cashback rewards? Sam's Club.
Sorry, Sam's.
I don't know what that means.
Stop talking, let me talk.
I don't have to
Over
stop
a
talking.
I hate that
Okay.
attitude.
That ingests-
What? I don't like it.
a
He's
person
raising
that
his voice at me
ingested
right now.
or nail polish. Okay?
Okay, so we're
We come here,
here
your
to
baby's
check
right
on
there.
Okay,
We're
Your
trying
wife.
I'm going to talk to you. First of all, you came to my house and said, is that my girlfriend or my baby mama? That's my wife. So
Okay.
that's disrespectful starting off.
All right, sir. So
That was disrespectful starting off. And,
Okay,
and then
I
he's raising his
understand.
voice at
That
me.
was
Okay,
some
I
racist
understand.
So now I
shit,
can raise my
though.
voice, right?
No, you can eat it.
What's his problem?
okay,
Nah, I need your badge numbers. I'm sorry.
that's fine. I'll
I'm
give
sorry.
you my badge number. But so the reason we're here is to
Now
make
you're
sure
telling me the
somebody
reason
is
after you told me to
okay.
eat it.
Sir,
So you told me to eat, right? Marler?
I messed up. I apologize.
Now that you on film, you messed up.
No,
So
you
you
can report.
haven't violated any of my
No.
rights.
No,
the
sir.
first thing you said to me coming here was,
So,
is
sir.
that my baby mama or my girlfriend?
Sir,
Then he
so
started
we
raising
were
his
called
voice
to
at
call
me.
from North Bay.
Pause. I need your name and your badge number.
Officer Conma 107.
Thank you. I need your name and your badge
Officer
number.
Marler 102.
And she's at my window. I told you not to go to my window.
Yeah, you.
Close the blinds.
Do you have a 14-year-old son?
Close the blinds.
Hold on, sir.
Close the blinds.
Sir, do you have a
What
14-year-old
difference
son?
does it make?
Close the blinds. Close the blinds. I'm not going in the house.
Are your
Close the
children
blinds.
okay, ma'am? Are your children okay?
Okay.
Do they look okay, guy? He's asking if my children are okay. Who the is that?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna leave now.
Give me 1
Why? Because I
second.
gotta eat. That's why you leaving now?
We're gonna leave now.
What was the point of that? Why they keep muting it
Also,
out?
14
My family was here all day. We had a good day. You're here telling me to eat it.
It is. I don't know who the 14-year-old is.
Okay.
Oh, they muting out the good
I was
stuff.
in the military.
Okay, we
You told me to eat
appreciate
it. So
He said to
you
eat
telling me to eat
Ooh.
Please.
after served you
away.
for 9 years. You how
Parlor.
you get the fuck off
I
my
served
property?
as well.
Parlor.
I don't give. You were probably a piece. If you served and you telling
Okay.
people to eat, you probably was a piece.
All right.
You can get out of here. That's what you can do, Marler. You.
Okay. Let me explain, because we may
You
have
said
been.
you told me.
Can I explain to you?
After Officer Marler directs a vulgar insult toward Sergeant Hawkins becomes understandably enraged.
I would have been enraged,
and
too.
begins
You
to
tell
direct
me to eat up.
profanities back at
That's-
Officer Marler.
that's
While
so
Officer Marler's
unnecessary.
conduct was not criminal. His behavior was in clear violation of Suisun City Police Department policies. Policy 323, which details standards of conduct for officers in the department, lists discourteous, disrespectful, or discriminatory treatment of any member of the public, the use of obscene, indecent, profane, or derogatory language while on duty.
Because
or in
why would
uniform,
you say
and any
that?
other conduct which any member knows or reasonably should know is unbecoming a member of this department or tends to reflect unfavorably upon this department or its members as
Like,
potential
what?
causes for
Why would you
disciplinary
say some
action.
shit like
It should
that?
also be noted that, as we have discussed many times on ATA, Sergeant Hawkins was well within his rights to express his displeasure with Officer Marler's conduct through the use of profanities and
Yeah,
insults.
like,
And
what the
as
fuck,
Supreme
bro?
Court
That's
explained in the
racist.
1987 case of City of Houston
Racist
versus
and
Hill,
stereotypical.
quote, the First Amendment protects a significant amount of verbal criticism and challenge directed at police officers.
Did you go to North Bay today?
What is that? Get in the house. What are y'all talking about? Nobody knows what y'all are talking about.
Well, you're not letting me explain.
You never explained. You started asking questions. He said, "Is that my girlfriend or my baby mama?"
Okay, I apologize for that. Okay, I'm here to clarify. So it may have been a miscommunication between North Bay and our dispatch. So we got a call that we needed. Okay, a 3-year-old was brought into the hospital because she ingested nail polish remover. Okay.
We don't know anything about
Okay.
any of that.
And that is absolutely fine. So this just
I
got a
know,
little out of hand.
But you don't come to somebody's house and say, "Is that your baby mama, your girlfriend?" You
Right.
know,
and
Exactly.
I completely understand
You're
that.
supposed to be
It was
professional.
I'm trying my best to be
And
professional.
you're doing fine. But that
Okay.
guy, I don't know what side of the bed he woke up on.
Had him
Put yourself
sent
in
away.
my shoes. 2 cops knock on your door. Boom, boom, boom. I'm in there having a good time with my wife
Okay.
of 5 years.
I know that's right.
They are
Who I have now
Okay.
scared.
Okay.
You probably scared them. They don't know Officer Friendly yet. You knocking on my window.
All right.
You
After Officer Kanama asks Officer Marler to step away, she explains to Sergeant Hawkins that they were sent to his home on a welfare check regarding a potential medical emergency, and that they must have been dispatched to the
He
wrong
had
address.
said that
A welfare
already
check
in the
occurs when the police
beginning.
respond to a call or other request to check on an individual's well-being or safety. Welfare checks are not criminal investigations, but they are related to police officers' so-called community caretaking function, which the Supreme Court defined in the 1976 case
Ooh,
of
I almost
Katie
had to
versus
do one of them for one of my
Dombrowski as
kids,
police
child.
duties that are, quote, totally divorced from the detection,
I done almost had to
investigation,
do a
or
couple of
acquisition
welfare
evidence
checks.
relating to the violation of a criminal statute. Although the Katie decision involved a vehicle and did
But
not
of course
involve
I was
homes,
gonna call my
after it was
uncle,
published,
so.
many lower courts interpreted
'Cause
the
I don't
holding
know.
as creating a quote-unquote
Yeah, I know I don't fuck
community
with cops like
caretaking
that.
exception to the warrant requirement that allowed officers to enter homes without a warrant for a non-investigatory purpose, such as to prevent a suicide or to conduct a welfare check on an older individual who's been out of contact. However, the Supreme Court clarified in the 2021 case of Caniglia versus Strom that there is no standalone community caretaking exception to the warrant requirement for homes, and that officers cannot enter a home or the surrounding curtilage while performing a community caretaking function unless an exception to the warrant requirement applies. Still, many warrantless entries that had previously been justified under the community caretaking doctrine could still be justified under the exigent circumstances doctrine, which, as Justice Kavanaugh explained in his concurring opinion, quote, allows officers to enter a home without a warrant in certain situations, including to fight a fire and investigate its cause, to prevent the imminent destruction of evidence, to engage in hot pursuit of a fleeing felon or prevent a suspect's escape, to address a threat to the safety of law enforcement officers or the general public, to render emergency assistance to an injured occupant, or to protect an occupant who is threatened with serious injury. Here, because the officers were responding to a call regarding a potential
wrong
medical
address.
emergency, it is likely that a court would find that the exigent circumstances doctrine applied, and that the officers could look in the window or even enter the home if no one answered the door without violating the Fourth Amendment.
So
Y'all want me to, like, quote what statute you guys are violating? I'm not one of those people, but I'm pretty sure I can go on Google. and
Not
see
go
you
on
have
Google.
every right to be here to check on somebody, and you have the right to Google us and make sure.
So you have the right to be here and check on somebody, right?
Yes,
Did I have to come out my door?
you did not. We needed to come
Exactly.
check on the
Exactly.
female. Okay, I'm
And I
leaving
told-
now, sir.
Yeah, leave, cause y'all fucking
Okay.
up. Like, y'all completely
Shortly
fucked up.
after Officer Konoma left Sergeant Hawkins' home, Officer Marler returned, knocked on the door, and apologized for his
So?
prior behavior. However, Sergeant Hawkins was not appeased, and he posted the footage he recorded of the interaction on his YouTube
No, he
channel.
didn't post
In response to
it.
public outcry, the department issued a public statement on May 13th, 2020 that read, quote, "Over the weekend, one of our Suisun City police officers was involved in an unfortunate interaction with a resident while
He
responding
posted
to a
it
call
on
for
his
service. During that incident, the officer involved used language that was not appropriate and not within the standards of the Suisun City Police Department.
He won't
The city
clout.
of Suisun City and the Suisun City Police Department want to assure our residents that this type of behavior is not tolerated by any measure." The statement also quoted Chief Aaron Roth as saying, quote, "This is an unfortunate incident that we will use as a learning opportunity to do better as we continue to work with our community to make Suisun City a better place for everyone. On behalf of the Suisun City Police Department, I would like to publicly apologize to
put
the
it
residents
on his
involved in this
YouTube
incident and to
channel?
the entire community. As a result of the incident, Officer Marler was released from his position
That's
at the
what he
department, but it's unclear whether he was terminated or if he was allowed to resign. Overall, Officer Marler
this
gets
nigga.
an F for making disrespectful assumptions about Sergeant Hawkins' relationship with
Exactly.
his wife, using profane
Where's your baby
vulgar
mama?
language towards a citizen,
Yeah, what?
and displaying a complete lack of professionalism throughout the encounter. While Officer Marler did eventually apologize, his conduct
It don't matter.
completely
Like, why would
derailed
you
the
do
interaction
something
from
like
the
that?
beginning and prevented the mistaken address from being quickly identified. Instead of working to locate the correct address
They
for the
kept
individual
going.
who may have ingested nail polish remover, the officers were required to spend valuable time resolving Sergeant Hawkins' well-warranted complaints. In
Yeah, like
situations
y'all
involving
wasted time. When
medical
you knew you had the
emergencies,
wrong
this sort of
address,
delay
you
could
should have
be
just walked
fatal,
away.
and it
Like,
easily
oh,
could
we
have
got the
been
wrong
avoided here if
address.
Officer Marler had simply
Apologies,
behaved
whatever.
professionally.
Like and
Officer
live.
Konoma gets a B. Because although there is certainly room for improvement in the way
Yeah,
she
that knocking
and
on the window
Officer
shit
Marler
sent me.
initiated this interaction,
I'd gave
she
her ass a
maintained
D.
a professional demeanor throughout the interaction, attempted to de-escalate
She
the
did
situation,
attempt to
and remained
de-escalate,
calm
but that
while
knocking
both
on the window
Officer
shit
Marler
pissed me
and Sergeant
off.
Hawkins lost their tempers. That being said, it certainly would have been helpful if Officer Konoma had explained the reason they were knocking as soon as Sergeant Hawkins opened the door,
Exactly.
instead of immediately interrogating him, which made him defensive from the start. I hope that Officer Konoma learns from this encounter and improves her questioning techniques.
bet
for
she
future
will.
welfare
Shit, after that
checks
nigga
and
that
other
got
similar
fired,
situations.
shit.
Sergeant Hawkins also gets a B because while his angry
I knew
response
they
to
was gonna
Officer
give him
Marler's
a,
conduct
not an
escalated
A.
the situation and delayed the resolution of the interaction, his outrage was completely understandable, and his expressions of anger were protected by the First Amendment. As Sergeant Hawkins pointed out, he was not the one wearing a uniform, and I cannot fault him for making a stand against rude and insulting conduct from a police officer. This interaction illustrates the essential role officers play in setting the tone of an encounter, and had Officer Marler not made disrespectful statements from the beginning of the interaction, it likely would have been resolved
Yeah, like you
quickly
got
and
booked
without
first, so
incident.
then I got
Let us
booked.
know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget.
Man, that was some bullshit. Where your baby mama? Sir, excuse? So you gonna just assume just because I'm black with kids, I got a baby mama, like, or a girlfriend? He like, that is my wife. Because at this point, I feel like you disrespecting my wife. You disrespecting me and my wife, and you told him to eat a dick? What? Is you serious right now? Come on, sir. Like, you can't. Didn't I say in the beginning they came for the rebellion? When you was advised you had the wrong address, you should have left. Apologies, wrong address, let's go. Boom. You shouldn't even say what you said when you walked up. That's why he got fired. And that's what you get. So, that was that video. We probably gonna do another one. I don't know which one. It's probably gonna be audit to audit. I'm gonna see what y'all cousins have sent me, because y'all cousins have sent me some videos. So let me go through them and see if I can react to them. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.